everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the Jeev Tattva. In Jainism, Jeev and soul are more or less described synonymously. When the spiritual or psychic status is described, it is referred to as the soul, and when the physical structure is described, it is called Jeev. The Jeev is one which grows, decays, fluctuates, varies, eats, sleeps, awakes, acts, fears, rests, has knowledge in perception, attempts to self-defend and reproduces. This and many more qualities of the Jeev are obvious through a physical body when the soul is present in it. But when the soul leaves, these qualities cease. These qualities are external features, and consciousness is the basic inner feature of the soul. This also makes it clear for us that the body and the soul are two separate entities. Since the soul is flexible, it pervades the entire body it occupies. For example, the same soul can occupy the body of an elephant or an ant. Such bodies stay alive as long as there is a soul. A live body, or rather, a body with a soul, is described here as a Jeev. Jeevs are found on earth as well as in the water, air, and sky, and are scattered all over the universe. Human beings, celestial beings, infernal beings, animals, fish, birds, bugs, insects, plants, etc. are the most common forms of Jeev with which we can easily relate. However, Jain scriptures state that there are 8.4 million species of Jeev in all. They are known by the sense they possess. There are 5 senses in all, namely those of touch, taste, smell, sight, and hearing. Different types of Jeev possesses one or more of these senses. Based upon the number of senses and mobility, Jeevs are classified into 2 categories. Based on mobility, all Jivas are divided into 2 broad categories: non-mobile or Sthavar Jeev, those that cannot move and have only one sense; mobile or Tras Jeev, those that can move and have 2 to 5 senses. Non-mobile Sthavar Jeev, that is known as Ekendriya. Jeevs having only one sense, the sense of touch, is called Ekendriya. Ekendriya Jeevs are further divided into the following 5 subcategories. Prithvikai. Seemingly inanimate forms of earth are actually living beings, example clay, sand, metal, and coral, etc. They have earthly bodies, hence the name Prithvikai, which is derived from the Sanskrit term of earth, Prithvi. Apkai or water-bodied. Seemingly inanimate forms of different types of water are living beings, example dew, fog, iceberg, and rain, etc. They have water bodies, hence the name Apkai, which is derived from the Sanskrit term for water, up. Tejaskai or fire-bodied. Seemingly inanimate forms of different types of fires are living beings, example flames, blaze, lightnings, forest fire, and hot ash, etc. They have fire bodies, hence the name Tejaskai, which is derived from the Sanskrit term for fire, Tejas. Vayukai or air-bodied. Seemingly inanimate forms of air are actually living beings, example wind, whirlwinds, and cyclones, etc. They have gaseous bodies, hence the name Vayukai, which is derived from the Sanskrit term for gas, Vayu. Vanaspatikai or plant bodied. It is well known that plants grow, reproduce, etc., and they are accepted as living beings. Trees, plants, branches, flowers, leaves, and seeds, etc. are some examples of plant life. The Sanskrit term for plant is Vanaspati, Therefore, such jivas are called Vanaspatikaya Jeev. A plant life can have one or more souls in a single body, and depending upon this, plant life is further divided into the following two subcategories: Pratyek Vanaspatikai, Sadhaharan Vanaspatikai. Pratyek Vanaspatikai. Pratyek means one. Such plant life has one soul in one body. Therefore, they are called Pratyek Vanaspatikai. Trees, plants, bushes, stem, branches, leaves, and seeds, etc. are all examples of Pratyek Vanaspatikai Jeev. Sadhaharan Vanaspatikai. Sadhaharan means common. In this form of plant life, many souls occupy the same body, making this type of plant life multi-organic. Therefore, such plant life is called Sadhaharan Vanaspatikai. Thus, stationary jivas are of 5 kinds. We should bear in mind the point that the creatures that live in water are different from water. Water is the body of a jeev different from them. The jivas that assume the form of water and live in that form are called apkai jivas. Even the extremely small and minute particles of water are the bodies of jeev. When those countless particles come together, we see them in the form of a drop. In the same manner, countless particles embodying jeevs make up the Prithvikai, Tejaskai, Vayukai, and the extremely small particles of the Vanaspatikai. The particles of vegetations are called Nigod. Number B. Mobile, Trusjiv. These 2, 3, 4 or 5 sensed beings are divided into the following categories. 2 sensed being is known as Baindriya Jeev. 2 sensed beings have the senses of touch and taste, example shells, worms, insects, microbes and stale food, termites, etc. 3 sensed being, Tendriya Jeev. 3 sensed beings have the senses of touch, taste and smell. Example bugs, lice, white ants, moths and insects in wheat and other grains, centipedes, etc. 4 sensed beings, that is known as Chaurindriya Jeev. 4 sensed beings have the senses of touch, taste, smell and sight. Example scorpions, crickets, spiders, beetles, locusts, flies, etc. 5 sensed beings, Panchendriya Jeev. 5 sensed beings have all the 5 senses of touch, taste, smell, sight and hearing. Example human beings, cow, lions, fish, birds, etc. The following are the 4 subcategories of the Panchendriya Jeev: Naragati, Tiryanshgati, Manushyagati, Devgati. Among the 5 sensed beings, some have minds, while others do not. Those having a mind are called Sangi Panchendriya, and those without a mind are called Asangi Panchendriya. Among all of these Jeev, the most happiness is found in the celestial beings, while the most suffering is found in the infernal beings, that is Naragati. Neither Devgati nor Naragati can either perform any austerity or attain salvation during their lifespan. Animals possess limited restraint only, and therefore they also cannot attain salvation directly. The human state of existence is the most preferable because during this life one can use logic to the fullest extent, can perform austerities, can live with restraint and thus attain salvation or moksha. So this was the description of Jeev, that is living being. Om Araham.